Welcome to Shiny New Clients, the marketing podcast that helps you attract shiny new clients to your business. We'll talk about social media, what makes people buy, how to go viral, and marketing psychology, all in 20 minutes or less. Whether you're a coach, a stylist, or a wedding planner, if you've got a service-based business to sell, this is the show you need to fill your calendar. I'm Jenna Warner, your new marketing coach, and this is Shiny New Clients. Focusing on revenue in your business, living life like a drone was following you, and how to book more clients for your business. That's what we're talking about on today's episode. If you're new here, hi. I am Jenna Harding. Like I say in that intro that needs to be updated, your new marketing coach. Just mocking my own self. Okay, I want to tell you this story. I thought this was so funny. So my sister runs a wilderness resort in Northern Ontario where she gets a lot of like ATVers and snowmobilers and people going out into the forest and adventuring. All right. So she was out with these guys who run like a YouTube channel and they have a bunch of social media, and she was watching them create content. And she told me this story where they decided, okay, Guy is going to go all the way down this hill and then he's going to ride back up the hill and we are going to film it with the drone while he does that. So he rides down the hill and everybody else, including my sister, up at the top of the hill. And it's, this beautiful landscape. And they're looking down and the drone flies down and the drone can't find the guy. They're looking between the trees, trying to spot him down into this like valley. They can't find him. The drone can't find him. And they waited for a while until eventually they were like, yo, should somebody go look for this guy? Like, do you think he's okay? They waited a little bit longer, and sure enough, he shows up, and he's just like normal. He's smiling. He's happy. He's like, hey, cool, fun. And they were like, man, where did you go? And he's like, oh, I did what you said. I went down the hill, and then I went all the way down to the end and back up to the road, and then down the road, and then back. Like, I don't know where there was a miscommunication, but he went really far and had a nice ride on his ATV all by himself. But the kicker is, the whole bit was the drone was going to follow him. So the whole time he was riding, he thought the drone was following him. And it just made me think, like, I bet he was acting like he was so cool. And if he made a mistake, he probably didn't let it show. And I bet at one point he probably put a big thumbs up in the air. And I'm picturing this guy behaving so differently, thinking that this drone is following him to get content. And I'm just so curious as to like how different that made him ride. And I'm betting it gave him more confidence. He probably had a smile on his face when he wouldn't otherwise have a smile. So my whole point is, how differently would you behave if you thought a drone was following you? And might it be for the better? Would you have more confidence in the steps you take? Would you be a more vivacious, vibrant person if you just assumed that you were the main character, you had main character energy? There's this drone following you. There's a live studio audience. Maybe if you're anxious or, you're shy, that's just the most horrifying thing to think about. But I saw something written online the other day, and I'll just paraphrase it poorly for you. But basically it said, if somebody watched you all day long, how serious would they think that you are about your goals? And that one hit home, especially for somebody who maybe like yourself works at home, is alone a lot of the time, is working solo a lot of the time. I'm like, yeah, it is really easy to slip into that. I'm sitting at my desk, but I'm actually scrolling on TikTok mode. And so the combination of these two concepts, the drone thing and the appearing serious about your goals, stuff like that is the type of thing that I need playing in my head to remind me to go full send all the time. So if that's helpful for you, awesome, cool. Now, I also know that sometimes, especially when I was a new business owner, you're kind of like
all right, what do I do, Jenna? Like, I would take action if I knew what action to take. Sometimes I'm sitting there scrolling because I'm overwhelmed by all of the millions of things that I need to do, not sure which ones should be the priority, not sure which ones are going to actually give me a reward, what activities are revenue generating activities. There's a million things on the to-do list. How do I even choose which one to do? And then often we just end up, we're scrolling to avoid that, not because we're lazy, but because we just don't even know what else to do with our time. So let's talk about that for a minute. Let's talk about revenue generating activities, the stuff we should be doing in our business that really matters and can move the needle, and a few actions that maybe you can take this week to grow your business. When you have a business in the first 1 to 5 years, every single task that you do in your business can fall into one of two categories. It is either a revenue generating activity or it is busy work. And all the type A personalities are quaking in their boots because yes, stuff like getting super organized and color coding your Asana tabs or your Trello board falls into busy work. I'm going to give you some super specific examples of revenue generating activities, but first I want to tell you a little bit about how my business operates and how it might be different from yours. So I have a very large business. We have thousands of clients and I have a team, and my priorities fall into this order. It's delivery, sales and marketing, operations, in that order. And everyone inside the business knows that that is the order. Now, that is not necessarily great per every business book that I've ever read. So most big businesses are not prioritizing delivery. They are prioritizing sales and marketing first. And without knowing you, but knowing that you're probably in your first 1 to 6 years of business, I would encourage you to put sales and marketing first before delivery as well, because most of the people who listen to the show are givers types of people. Are you a giver type of a person? I bet your delivery already goes above and beyond. I bet you do not drop a ball. You are there for your clients and you prioritize them so much that maybe it's even to your own detriment. So what if we switch this? Just as a thought experiment, what if you prioritized sales and marketing, then delivery, then operations needs to be at the bottom no matter what? Unless you are so big and so successful and bringing in so many clients that sacrificing operations is going to sacrifice delivery or sales and marketing, then that is the order we're going to go with. So you put sales and marketing at the top, then delivery, then operations. That means you are always prioritizing bringing new people into your business. So now that we're prioritizing sales and marketing, we're creating a pipeline so you always have new clients coming in. And even when you're busy with client work on those awesome weeks when you have all the clients you need and a wait list lined up at the door, you're still prioritizing sales and marketing for the people who will come after that. And when you use the growth nurture sales strategy that I teach in Magic Marketing Machine, when you don't need the sales, you're still working on growth and you're still working on nurture. So you're still bringing people into your circle so that when you sell, you have the attention of people who are ready to buy. Sales and marketing at the top, delivery in the middle, operations at the bottom. Let me give you some examples of revenue generating activities. Think of these like any activity that could result in making a sale by the end of the week. All right? Planning out a promo. Actually, this fall, I'm selling a launch strategy. I'm going to hand out my entire launch strategy to you so you can follow it and know exactly what to post when you are launching something. But anyway, planning out a promo and making those promo materials. Then you launch them on social media. You launch them through email. You could make a sale by the end of the week. So that's a revenue generating activity. Creating a sales post, as simple as that. Opening up Instagram and pitching yourself in your stories. Opening up Instagram and posting a sales post. Underneath this episode, you can get a free sales post template that I give away that's really, really good and got my client 10 sales calls in 3 hours before she turned off her calendar. You can go fill that out, post that. Post sales content, invite people to work with you. Email your list and offer. Email your list something really nice and helpful, that's got value at the top, but then at the end, sell them something. Invite them to set up a call with you. Invite them to buy something. Remind them that you are a business. Run ads. set up ads, set up Google ads, set up Facebook ads, set up Pinterest ads. You can either use organic and that costs you time, or you can use ads and that costs you money and lowers your profit, but it is an option for you. You have to be putting yourself out there, either through social media, one-to-one connections with people, email, or ads. Those are basically your options right now. You could be spending your time setting up and running ads. I mean, we won't get into the nuance of that, but there you go. Host a training, create a live training, invite people to your training, follow up with old clients, connect with them, email people who worked with you before, ask if they want to work with you again, check in on them, email your network, call people, set up sales calls, try and get as many people onto sales calls as possible, direct outreach. So these are examples of revenue generating activities versus busy work. This is going to sting. This might sting, okay? Busy work would be organizing your Google Drive. Do you need to have an organized Google Drive? Yes. But unless you are at client capacity, I wouldn't recommend you spend an entire afternoon organizing your documents when you got to be out there selling and getting new clients coming in the door. Creating a logo or tinkering with your branding colors. People are not going to book with you because your brand is green and yellow and not book with you because your brand is orange and pink, okay? That's not a revenue generating activity. It's not a good place for you to put your resources, except new business owners love that stuff. You love opening up Vistaprint and ordering sweatshirts with your logo on it, creating a logo, playing with your brand colors. Like, anyone listening who's in branding and design or web design or anything like quakes when I talk about this. But the fact is, those branding colors are not the thing that gets a new business off the ground and gets your next client coming in the door. Do you need it like eventually? Can it help elevate your brand eventually? Yes. But if you need money right now and you need a new client booking you by Friday, that's not the place to be putting your energy, and it's not the secret to getting those sales in. Sales is. Color coding a spreadsheet, researching, sitting on your hands and not taking action on your next idea because you're spending all day wondering if you should go to Podia or Kajabi or Thrivecart as the place to host your course. Just make a decision. You can walk it back later and change platforms later. Make a decision. Every second of that research is costing you dollars, all right? If you want to be super proactive right now, go ahead and choose 2 revenue generating activities that you are going to do today or tomorrow. One of them can be signing up for the free Instagram strategy session that I'm teaching September 19th. I'll put the link under this episode. That's September 19th, 2025. I am teaching a free Instagram strategy session to show you exactly what's working for businesses on Instagram right now, how to get more clients coming in from your content and run your account in 15 minutes a day. It's free. There's also going to be an unbeatable offer to come work with me after that training and a couple surprises for the people who attend, including prizes. So register for that, and I will see you Friday. I hope this was the loving kick in the pants that you needed today, and you go live life like a drone is chasing you and act serious about your goals. Okay? Love you. Bye.